Well, the Boks will be going on a 4-day trophy tour to major centres in South Africa. The tour will start in Pretoria on Thursday and proceed to Johannesburg and Soweto. It will continue to Cape Town on Friday, Durban on Saturday, and conclude in East London on Sunday. Now, the route for each tour has been planned with the local authorities and the South African Police Service. Now, let's discuss this. Mayor of the city of Cape Town, Geordin Hill-Lewis, joins us now. Mayor, thank you so much for your time. Before we talk about the plans, for Cape Town, let's just go back memory lane a little bit. Your take on the Springboks winning the Rugby World Cup for a record 4th time.
You can see the smile on my face. It'll take probably another 4 years to get the smile off my face. It was one of the greatest moments that I can remember as a South African. Just a wonderful, special memory that I'll cherish for my whole life, and really want to just say thank you so much to them.
Now, the president of the South African Rugby Union, Mark Alexander, saying that the aim for this tour is to reach as many people as possible. Just talk to us about, some of the plans the city has in store for this tour.
They'll be arriving on Thursday evening at the airport. We're just trying to confirm exactly the flight time so that people can welcome them at the airport as well. And then on Friday morning, they will be going to say thank you to SARU staff. That's why we're starting a bit later on Friday morning. So they'll first be going to SARU head office, which is in Cape Town, as you know, and talking to staff there. And then we'll start the city tour from City Hall right over there. And we will go through the streets of the CBD, then across to Langa, and then through to Bonteheuwel, on the way back to the airport as they catch their flight to Durban for the last leg of their victory tour.
I mean, just in that press conference, we heard, of course, Captain Siya Kolisi saying how important it is, for this tour to reach particularly the disadvantaged areas, to express and convey their thanks. How important is the Langa section of this tour, particularly? I mean, we saw how Siya Kolisi, for one, was celebrated, by the Zwide community in Gqeberha, and how important it means for that young child who aspires to be the future Siya Kolisi.
It's very important, and it's actually particularly symbolic because Langa is this year celebrating its centenary. Langa is 100 years old this year. And there's a rugby club in Langa, which is the oldest black rugby club in South Africa, called Busy Bees Rugby Club. And they are celebrating their centenary this year. And so we've had a whole other program the last few months to celebrate the Busy Bees Rugby Club. And on Friday, Busy Bees Rugby Club is going to be there in Langa to welcome the Bokke. And I think that's going to be a very special moment. I really look forward to that. That's going to be one of, I think, the special stops on the tour.
One of the key messages that has been conveyed during this tour, I mean, apart from the fact that this was, a sporting tournament, and of course it showed a lot of grit and determination from major team players, one of the messages from, the South African side was acknowledging the divisions within South Africa. And of course, the theme being stronger together was particularly emphasized throughout this tournament. What do those words mean for you, particularly, especially as mayor, of Cape Town, in a city where a lot of people still feel that there are still remarkable, differences between races in the city? How important is it to further emphasize this theme within the Cape Town society and during this tour?
But I think what the Springboks have taught us the last month or so is that there is so much more that unites us than that which divides us in our country. And there are always going to be people in our country, there always have been, and there always will be those who are trying to look for every opportunity to drive a wedge of division between people. But at the end of the day, we all love this country. We want it to succeed. We want the best for our children. We want a better future for ourselves and for our children and their children after them. And so, there's just so much more that brings us together. And I think that the Springboks have reminded us of that in the most moving and wonderful way. We should never, ever give way to those who are constantly trying to find every possible reason to divide us against each other, when actually we have so much more to be united about.
And in fact, I think a lot of people also, made mention of the fact that this win does bring a glimmer of hope. Mayor, as we wrap up, of course, it would be remiss of me not to ask you, just as we conclude, about the plans for, of course, the informal settlement in Khayelitsha, where 500 people have been displaced, and of course 2 people died following a fire there. Just very quickly, in terms of what are the plans around that community?
Our disaster management team have been on the ground since the moment that happened. They've been doing assessments, trying to help people to either relocate to friends and family or to rebuild their structures where that's possible. So of course we've been working with our wonderful friends and partners in the NGOs to get other assistance, food and blankets and so on to those people. So we have been helping from the moment of the incident taking place.
Mayor, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it, and good luck for Thursday. I'm sure we will again, for Friday rather, that is. I'm sure we will speak again around that tour. And of course, the SABC will be covering it. Thank you so much for your time. Of course, that was the City of Cape Town Mayor Geordin Hill-Lewis talking to us there about the plans in Cape Town in terms of where the trophy will be headed. And of course, Langa being one of those areas where the Boks will be showcasing that trophy.